Right. I'd like to bring the Butte-Silver Council of Commissioners regular meeting for Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 to clerk. Could we please have a roll call?
8 present, 4 absent.
8 present, 4 absent. Please note, Commissioner Shea, Commissioner Mankins, Commissioner Fisher, and Commissioner Anderson are all excused from tonight's meeting. Commissioner Sorge, could you lead us in the prayer and the pledge?
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. Fellow Commissioners, Almighty God, we implore you, look upon us and guide us this night as we make decisions which will greatly affect our community of Butte-Silver. Direct our thoughts, words, and deeds so that we please you and best serve our fellow citizens. Amen. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll move to the approval of the minutes for the April 17th, 2024 regular meeting. Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. At this time, I move to approve the minutes from the April 17th, 2024 meeting.
We have a motion and a second. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? Change the vote. Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yea, 0 nay. Motion passes. Motion passes. We don't have any items not addressed on the agenda tonight. Move on to the Chief Executive's report. I'll make it short and sweet tonight because I got a couple kids going through confirmation down at St. Anne's. So just there was a mass today said for the laborers, workers, the skilled tradesmen of Butte-Silver that was supposed to be up at the Granite Mountain Memorial, but was said today at St. Pat's because of the weather was moved down there, and it's nice to honor the workers of our community, and that's what it is, and honoring those souls that were lost in the Granite Mountain fire. But really, it was, you know, St. Joseph is the saint of workers, and so it was a nice mass that was done there, and so. With that, I'm just going to move on, going on to any public comment on any item on the agenda tonight. If you'd like to come forward, state your name, address, and what you'd like to speak about. Seeing none, we'll move on to Section 1, Communications, A, 1 through 4, and B, 1 through 17. Do we have any friendly amendments and or segregations? Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chief Executive Gallagher. I promise it'll be brief. I would just like to segregate resolution number 2024-16, number 3, under Section 3.
Okay. So that's item number 3, resolution number 2024-16?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, Chief Executive Gallagher,
Yes.
if I may. I don't think we segregate out of sections, that section. I think we would just talk about it when we're.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
we
fine.
don't need to segregate it?
No.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So we're going through the consent agenda. Okay. Commissioner Reardon.
Thank you. I'd like to segregate number 9, communication number 2024-202, please.
That's item number 9, communication number 2024-202. Any other friendly amendments or segregations? Seeing none, Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to approve approve Section 2 of the consent agenda, A 1 through 4 and B 1 through 17, with the exception of communication number 2024-202.
We have a motion and a second approving tonight's consent agenda. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yea, 0 nay. Motion passes. Moving to item number 9, communication number 2024-203, 2022. Kristen Rosa, TIFID Administrator, requesting Council of Commissioners authorization to have Chief Executive Gallagher sign a memorandum of understanding with 406 Fresh LLC for a grant for an outdoor seating area at Connections Cafe. Commissioner Reardon.
Thank you. I have a question for you, Kristen. This is a great idea and all that stuff. I just didn't have time to read the MOU, I guess, so I didn't do my homework. Is this affiliated with that 406 that was over on Granite here?
Commissioner Reardon, Administrator Rosa.
Chief Executive Gallagher, Commissioner Reardon. This is 406 Fresh, so that is the cafe that is out in Montana Connections.
Right.
There is also the 406 Nutrition. You're not asking, that's been confused with this also, but
Well, may I?
Follow-up, Commissioner Reardon.
I was just trying to put it together. This is that sandwich shop that's over there on the corner of...
Off Granite,
yeah,
I think
off
is where
Granite,
he
yeah.
was looking.
yeah, it is not North 46.
Okay,
It-
sounds good. And I knew that was a name. I just thought,
Right.
okay, I think it's a great idea. Just one thing is this going to be part of a TIFID grant, or is it coming from some other monetary aspect?
Commissioner Reardon, Ms. Rosa.
Chief Executive Gallagher, Commissioner Reardon. So this is actually from what we are calling district funds. So it is no longer part of our tax increment financing provision because that's sunset. So we have a building that we are renting out and things like that, that the district has created some funds from. And so we are using those funds to do this.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Reardon, would you like to make a motion?
I will. I'd like to make a motion on that communication number 2024-202 will be concurred and placed on file. Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to concur and place on file communication number 2024-202. Is there anything else on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And what do you, whoops, who are we messing up there? Commissioner Walker, yours didn't register. And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8
0
yeas,
nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving on to Section 2, ordinances and resolutions introduced to judiciary. We have one there tonight, please note it. Moving on to Section 3, ordinance and resolutions for final reading. We have 3 of them today. First one's resolution number 2024-11. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution amending the budget during the fiscal year after conducting a public hearing at a regularly scheduled meeting of the Council of Commissioners in accordance with Section 7-6-4006 MCA, appropriating unanticipated revenue from the State of Montana Office of Court Administrator for the purpose of accepting the award of $5,000 for participant incentives for the Butte-Silver Bow Veterans Treatment Court and accepting $5,000 for equipment for the Butte-Silver Bow DUI Court and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-11 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second, placing resolution number 2024-11 on final reading. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 2, resolution number 2024-15. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution to adopt a detailed community wildlife protection plan prepared by DJ&C PC for the Butte-Silver Bow Community Wildfire Protection Plan and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-15 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second, placing resolution number 2024-15 on final. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving on to item number 3, resolution number 2024-16. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution authorizing the submission of an application with the Montana Board of Investments for an infrastructure loan by the City and County of Butte-Silver Bow and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-16 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
You can second it and then you can question. We have a motion and a second. Is there anything on the question? Commissioner Thatcher.
Thank you, Chief Executive Gallagher. After talking to TIF Administrator Rosa, it sounds like there might have been just a little bit of a typo in the amount. So I would like to make a substitute motion to refer this back to judiciary.
We have a substitute motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to refer this back to judiciary. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving on to section 4, ordinances and resolutions for emergency suspension of the rules. We have 3 of them today, resolution number 2024-17, resolution number 2024-18, and resolution number 2024-19. Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move for the suspension of the rules for the purpose of passing resolution number 2024-17, resolution number 2024-18, resolution number 2024-19, by waiving subsection 7 of Rule 36 of the Rules and Order of Business of the Council of Commissioners, thereby having it considered for advanced passage without reference to the Judiciary Committee.
We have a motion and a second for the emergency suspension of the rules for resolution number 2024-17, resolution number 2024-18, and resolution number 2024-19. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay. 8 yeas, 0 nay. Motion passes. Moving on to resolution number 2024-17. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution amending the budget during the fiscal year after conducting a public hearing at a regularly scheduled meeting of the Council of Commissioners in accordance with Section 7-6-4006 MCA, appropriating unanticipated grant revenue from the Federal Department of Transportation for the purpose of sending 6 firefighters, hazmat technicians to the annual IAFC Hazmat Conference in Baltimore, Maryland, and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-17 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second place in resolution number 2024-17 on final reading. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay, motion passes. Moving on to resolution number 2024-18. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution repealing Council Resolution number 2024-12 and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-18 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second place in resolution number 2024-18 on final reading. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay. 8 yeas, 0 nay. Motion passes. Moving on to resolution number 2024-19. Clerk, please read the caption.
A resolution repealing Council Resolution number 2024-13 and providing for an effective date herein.
Commissioner Frederickson.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Executive. I move to place resolution number 2024-19 on final reading and passed, having been deemed fully read at length.
We have a motion and a second placing resolution number 2024-19 on final reading. Is there anything on the question? Could commissioners please vote? And would anyone like to change their vote? Clerk, please record the vote.
8 yea, 0 nay.
8 yeas, 0 nay. Motion passes. Moving on to the calendar and other meeting and events, please note the dates and times of those. And next, we'll move on to any public comment on any matter not on the agenda tonight. If you'd like to speak on any matter, please come forward, state your name, address, and what you'd like to speak about. Seeing none, I would take a motion to adjourn. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, signal by aye. Opposed?